Hello again everyone, Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be dissertating and talking about the ruler of the 7th house posited in the 1st house in a natal horoscope. As most of you know, the 7th house governs partnerships, relationships. It can indicate open adversaries, the legalities, and just I guess the public in general. And if you look at the 1st house, that governs the outlook of life. That's the house that is connected with our facade, or astrological mask. How we come across to others, our outer personality. So anyway, let me get started. Well, one obvious interpretation for people that have this placement would be that partnerships, just marriage partners, relationships may figure prominently in this person's life scheme. Business partners can also figure strongly. Marriage partners, significant other may help shape this person's outlook. This person may very likely be the one that is the quote-unquote adaptable or mutable one in the relationship, and I guess you could say be the more submissive one. I don't mean from a sexual vantage point, of course. I'm just talking about the one that's willing to compromise and make the adjustments, because relationships may play such a dominant role in this person's life. This could be a person who's, I guess you could say, the rapport or relationship with the public in general might shape how they appear to others on some level. If the relationship with people and their relationships are good, they're obviously going to come across as a little more exuberant, a little more effervescent. If the relationship was, say, even whether it's public, marital partner, business partners in general, if it's not as good, then obviously this person might not, come across as jovial and jocular to others. Might come across as a little bit, I guess you could say, a little more furlong, a little bit more, a little bit more despondent, perhaps, or exasperated. This could be a placement where the person may be attracted to somebody that is rather assertive, aggressive, a courageous partner, since the ruler of the 7th would be in the 1st house, and the 1st house corresponds with Aries. If the ruler has predominantly negative aspects, it could indicate relationships with others in general might be somewhat contentious and or acrimonious, which could include the marriage partner, business partners, and just relationships with others just in general. This could be something where a marriage partner helps shape the appearance a little, for positive or negative, perhaps. If the relationship is positive, and you might see a marriage partner, for example, might encourage the person to be healthy, get on a good strong workout regime. Or if the person has a partner that obviously is somewhat apathetic, then the opposite could happen. And if the relationship is not good, obviously this could impact perhaps the person physically, and the person may not really have as much incentive to be as healthy as if the relationship was good. So it's just one of those things where other people are gonna play a vital role in shaping this person's outlook, and how they may project themselves to people. This could be a person that brings some qualities, I guess you could say, of Libra, since that sign corresponds with the 7th house, brings those qualities into their personality, injects them somewhat, the tact, diplomacy, willingness to compromise, and having peace, and things that are a desire for tranquility, things that are equitable, justice, legalities. might figure strongly in this person's life scheme. Since the seventh house does correspond with, things that are associated with the law, perhaps this person, brings a sense of justice to his or her nature and might even have an affinity for things that are associated with, I guess you could say, judicial systems, might be interested in becoming an attorney or paralegal or something connected with the law. So anyway, that will conclude this YouTube astrological segment for the ruler of the 7th house posited in the 1st house and the natal horoscope. Stay tuned next time where I'll be dissertating and talking about the ruler of the 7th house in the 2nd house in the natal chart. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis on a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because a person astrologically is the sum of all their components in their natal chart, and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.